you've just joined us here, amohela hombo go topic about basadi ba who are in business, excuse me. Now, this phenomenal lady as well is definitely someone who, my goodness, has completely blown me away. Now, this is how her profile reads. They say that she is a passionate, world-class ghetto marketer. She is a creative strategist and innovator in terms of new business, and you're definitely going to get a good return on investment when it comes to brand solution, because she is just that good at what she does. Nnaniki, wow, Malesa, she's here on the show. Welcome. Oh, and also let me mention as well, she is also a founder as well as MD of her own company. Wow, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, Mutsi was started off 3 years ago. But that said, it was born out of a restlessness where I truly felt that the roles that I was playing in the corporate worlds where I was operating had really begun to make me not feel appreciated and also not fulfilled. I knew I needed to establish an environment where I'd be able to call the shots and be able to display the expertise and knowledge that I knew I was so capable of.
You know, Uvuyi was here, and she's also the MD and founder of her own company, and she spoke to us about the value of time, and that if you begin to understand the value of your time, you're almost pushed to a certain level to understand that, you know what, I can't just do whatever. I need to do what I'm good at. I need to make sure that my time matters for something. And is that how you feel as well? You know, considering the fact that you are really good at what you do, you got to a point where you're like, listen, my time matters and I'm going to do what I'm passionate about, as opposed to just, let me just do a job, any old job that I want to.
That too. Before that though, the value of your brand and the value of your worth. You know, there's a saying that once you understand the power and the capacity of your brand, nothing can stop you. And so when it got to the stage where I knew that I do not deserve to be in the space that I'm in, I deserve to be in a place that I know my worth will be appreciated, then that took precedence in terms of saying, I'm going to get up and leave. So for me, before you even get to time, it's understanding who you are and taking heed and owning that space to want to move ahead and be the linchpin that you're supposed to be in the industry.
Oh, I love that. Nnaniki, just talk us through now the journey of how you started and how you got to where you are right now.
Well, started off 3 years ago, like I said, it wasn't, you know, most people say I spent years and years formulating how I want the business to be. For me, it was a decision that was, you know, almost instantaneous to say, I've done what I've come to do in the corporate world. Now it's time to do what I need to do as a business owner.
And what do you do? Sorry for cutting you there.
Yes.
What do you do exactly as in your business?
Okay. We run a strategic marketing consultancy, and it's really about developing strategies around marketing and business development of how companies can launch themselves or relaunch themselves or address a variety of business issues that are hindering them from being successful in their respective industries. So when we come on board, we really want to understand what are the challenges. And that's where the name Mutsi comes from, because we ask questions. We then go away and package research-centric strategies that speak to the heart of your business needs and then position you as somebody who's meeting the needs of your stakeholders, as opposed to just being another Me Too brand.
How have you made sure that your business or your company specifically remains competitive in the industry that it's in?
I have a saying that you cannot begin to operate in an environment that you do not live in. So, you know, key to our services is understanding the consumer space that we're in. So I find myself spending time in consumer spaces that other people will think that that's a job of a researcher. You know, I can't be seen in that space, it's too dingy. And for that, it allows me when I speak to a client to say, I'm speaking from a space of expertise. It is not because I've been there once or twice, but I'm living with this consumer. So if I take, for example, when I go back home in Soweto, I tend to say that my neighbors are not my neighbors, they're prospective consumers. So when I engage with the guy at the corner of the street and ask him what are his dreams, his aspirations, his challenges, I'm starting to ask myself, how can I develop a corporate-centric, you know, strategy that enables the organization to speak to that consumer and empower them?
What acumen, what skills, what trades have you accumulated in your journey to enable you to do what you do as well as you do it?
We can never undermine the value of studying. So an undergraduate degree in BCom was really what got me started. And then of course I then was headhunted to a role within the Shoprite Group, where I then started off my career there under the mentor and guidance of White Person, the CEO himself of Shoprite Group. And then later on in life, I knew that I wanted to have general management skills to be able to operate at a head of divisional level. And so a MAP qualification helped me from business school to do that. Over the years, once you start playing in the industry, it becomes very clear that you're a thought leader. And from that perspective, then I've been accredited as what they call a chartered marketer, which is really somebody who walks into a room that you cannot begin to even question their skill and expertise because they've had years to do that. So that has really shaped me in the industries that I've played in to really become quite competently skilled. When I stand in front of you and say, I can deliver, you can't even begin to question that.
You come off as a very confident and passionate woman, and I really like that so much. And let me tell you why I like that. Is because earlier on, even when I was speaking to Uvuyi, she said to me, she's met all different kinds of people. People who come with great ideas and people who know so much. But she says that the thing that fails them is their inability to sell themselves. And as you're sitting here, I'm just like, I don't care what she does. I want whatever she has, because you're so passionate and confident about what you do. And hasn't that been an important asset in terms of you being able to succeed as much as you've succeeded? That you can sell yourself really well? It
has, and I do not necessarily think that it's a particular gift. You know, what we tend to forget as women is that by virtue of being women, we've got lifetime degrees of having struggled, survived, and succeeded.
I love that.
That's what makes us phenomenal as women.
That.
So how can you not go into a business venture and not be successful? Because all the plights, trials, persecutions that you've been through as a woman have really readied you to go into another space where you can become that successful. And I think once you start taking cognizance of the journey that you've been and literally let it be, you know, what forms you to say, I am successful. There is no way that you can't sell yourself. But when you haven't owned it, as I said to you earlier on, then it's that much more difficult to stand up and sound confident.
How do you empower other women to do whatever they're called to do? Are there any programs that you're involved in that are community-based or women-based?
Well, firstly, I have done some lecturing in my own time, you know, at various institutions, and now I do what I call guest lecturing and going and doing what I call motivational, you know, engaging sessions with some of the women. What I do know, though, is that I did not get to where I got to by myself. And so I take cognizance of the fact that because someone else played a role, took the time to invest in me, I also, at any point in time, have got between 5 to 10 people that I am proactively engaged in mentoring sessions with them. And you don't want to see my bill, you know. And for me, it's not about the fact that I'm spending this much time, but because I know too that, you know, when you've got your hand out like this and you keep giving out and sharing out, it also means so much will come back onto that hand. And I keep teaching them that I'm not doing this for you to come back and help me, but to go out and do it to somebody else. So it's a ripple effect. So if you start becoming a driver of it, you teach others to become drivers of it, it starts becoming a community of givers and sharers and builders and so forth.
You spoke about the fact that you women do encounter challenges all along the way. What kind of challenges have you encountered, but most importantly, how have you overcome them?
Well, in running a business, one of the key challenges is cash flow. You know, so when you kick off your business thinking that you're going to get high returns within a short space of time, get out of it. It's not for the faint-hearted. You know, when you want to start your business, understand that you are going to get those returns over time. The biggest return you will get is a sense of contentment and happiness and passion fulfillment when you're doing what you're doing on a daily basis. So over time, I've had to understand how best to make sure that, because clients at times can pay late, clients can make promises that they'll deliver on a particular, you know, intent and they don't, to multitask in managing projects so that I can be able to manage the cash flow of the business going and making sure that we're all above board.
Wow, can you believe it? We've already run out of time.
Oh,
I'm so upset. But thank you so much for coming to the show. I think you have been absolutely enlightening, absolutely enlightening. I love the way that you see the world and the way that you think about things. It shows. I mean, obviously, I can see the fruits of what you've already sown in your life in what you are doing right now, and I wish you the best in everything that you do. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, wow. We have more phenomenal women. I hope you are just as inspired as I am. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this break.